have Mr. Weston's keys to his jack, right? Tell him to take it easy on the accelerator, otherwise he'll go through the roof.
I'll warn him.
Okay.
Mr. Hooper.
Oh, Miss Luke.
I had a chat with Ben last night.
Yeah?
And he was telling me what you're doing about the money and that. I think it's praiseworthy. No other word.
Oh.
I've misjudged you. I don't mind admitting it.
Well, I'm no conman when it comes to Benny, you know, Miss Luke. I mean, after all, he was just looking for a little something to brighten his life up, that's all.
Should be proud of you.
Yeah?
Mavis, what you doing?
Oh, yeah.
I'm popping in to see her tonight, so if there's anything...
Oh, well, Miss Luke, Doris, look, she doesn't know anything about all this, you know.
Oh.
And she's a worrier, is Maeve. You know, I don't want her sitting in that hospital worrying away. She will. She'll worry herself stiff, you know that?
Oh, we don't want that, do we?
No, so could you, well, don't bother to mention this to her, all right?
Oh, of course not.
Good.
What do you take me for?
One of the best, Miss Luke. One of the best.
Hello, how are you this morning?
Hope I'm not disturbing you.
No, not at all. Coming in.
Oh, I'm having a bit of trouble with the window in the upstairs room. It's, stuck. Oh, no, I'm interrupting your work.
Oh, don't mention that word around here. No, I'm just writing about a dozen letters. Begging letters, really. Gonna decorate your room, trim your edges, anything, please.
Yeah, I know what it's like.
You too? You're looking for a job?
Well, I would if I could find someone good enough to look after Ben. Have you heard about the play group I'm trying to start?
Yeah, fantastic idea.
Oh, you're the only one that thinks so. I put ads in 3 or 4 shop windows.
Oh, don't tell me I know I've done the same. No reply.
Oh, I got replies. Quite a few. Only when I followed them up, suddenly nobody wanted to know.
I don't understand.
Oh, it's obvious, isn't it? They didn't like the colour of my eyes.
Yeah, well, they must be crazy. I think you got beautiful eyes. Look, I'll just get my tool back, see what I can do. You and me, we seem to be in the same boat. Perhaps you could make a date to cry into each other's beer.
J. Henry? Paul Ross. Will you be at your hotel later this evening, or where else might I... No, I can't guarantee to make it worth your while staying up, but I have a reasonable expectation I'm taking Sharon Metcalfe out. Matter of fact, she's whining and dining me as much as I am her. In other words, we have to wind up at her flat. Well, I'm not so sure about that. We'll have to see. Agreed correction, J. Henry, she'll see, but more to the point, I think she'll also talk. Your wife, J. Henry, nothing to report there, except that I think she seems to be a little less suspicious of me. Until later, then, provided, of course, Sharon Metcalfe gets to the confidential stage. All right. Goodbye.
Oh, we'll be opening in a moment. What'll you have?
Nothing, thanks.
Oh, I thought you looked disappointed that the bar was closed.
No, just looking.
So was I. At ease. What were you looking for?
A man, as a matter of fact.
Ah, that's my speciality. My next is losing them.
Oh, mine'll turn up all right. Just want to check when.
Is he the sort that says, see you opening time, and then turns up closing time?
Do you know, I don't know his habits. It's our first night out.
Well, what's the harm in waiting?
Shows too eager to be seen to have arrived first, doesn't it?
I'm talking of time. Andy, up with that grill.
He's taking me to dinner.
Here?
No. New place in Merryfields.
Takeaway or candlelight?
No, quite upmarket. Or so this fella says.
And then back here for coffee?
More likely back to my flat for coffee.
Atta girl.
Just business, you know.
I know. Perfectly.
I'm just going to take a quick walk around the grounds and come back apologising for being late.
Provided he comes.
No.
And not apologising. Never apologise.
Right.
My name?
You're looking very smart. Night off?
Yes.
Let me buy you a drink. What'll you have?
Not for me, thanks. I'm just sitting here for a bit.
Just having a bit of a rest or a bit of a...
Ooh, strictly business.
Huh? Seems to be the night for it.
Mm.
Well, everybody I've seen so far this evening has been waiting for someone strictly business. Dining here?
No. Any ideas?
Well, I'd like to recommend a new place in Merrifields, but I've never eaten there myself, so...
Where in Merrifield?
I don't know exactly, but it's new and it glitters, so I suppose you can see it from afar. Of course, it might be a bit expensive.
Upmarket?
Could always save by coming back here for coffee. And then if you were without your strictly business company, you could have that drink with me that you aren't having now. You're far too early. Nobody's arrived.
I don't know what you're talking about, Valerie. Paul, how charming. You beat the clock.
Valerie can stand witness. I have been waiting here for the last 20 minutes.
Uh-huh. Am I to believe this young man, Valerie?
I've only just arrived myself. And your cufflink is undone, sir.
Oh.
Did you manage to get a booking?
What?
This new place we're supposed to eat at in Merrifield.
Here, let me. How many millionaires had to tip you before you could afford to buy that? It's a rock. That should be in a safe.
I managed to secure first cancellation, Sharon, but we have to be there soon before it falls. It's an ugly way of pushing cocktails.
Right.
Good night, Valerie.
Good night, Valerie. Right, now, how many copies are those?
I'm off, Sid.
Okay, Mac.
I've got to go and do some decorating.
Oh, well, good for you.
Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow, me, all night.
Shut up.
Ciao.
Good night, Mac. Hello, Crossroads Garage. Oh, hello, mate. Yeah, how are you? Me? Terrific. Yeah, got the rents. Yeah. Took them all last night, collected them, put them in the bank today, yeah. What the hell do you want to ring the bank for? Don't you trust me or something? I mean, it's not going to ring in the bank every 5 minutes. When I go in there, what sort of looks am I going to be getting? Yeah, well, okay. I'll bring it down to you. Every week, okay, I'll bring it down. You can spread it out all over the bed and count it, okay? That's the alternative, huh? Well, it's up to you to decide. Come in.
Miss Metcalfe about?
No, sir, I'm afraid just the work has left. Can I give her a message?
No, nothing urgent. Just wanted a word. I'll see her some other time.
Okay, Mr. Hunter. Good night. Okay, Mr. Hunter, yeah. Right. Good night. Well, nice to see someone trust me anyway. That was Mr. Hunter. Wanted me to take over all the accounting for the garage. Yeah. But if you don't trust me, Maeve, well, you know what we can do, don't you? All I want is for you to be happy, okay? And a little trustful, okay?
Sit yourself down.
Thank you. Your flatmate's not in.
My flatmate won't be in till later.
How late?
Not late, medium late.
Uh-huh.
Now, coffee. You know, I don't think the house wine was that bad for a Merrifields restaurant.
Well, it was average plonk.
Your restaurant has nothing to fear from it, then?
None whatsoever, and even less from the food. Don't you agree?
Even so, if you don't give me and my clients that special discount, it's Merrifields for me, you know.
Sharon, I can't give you a special discount because you can't give me enough business. It just happens I have a better idea of some business we might get up to instead of the sort you've suggested.
Hurry up, Di, come home.
I checked the dining room roster before we left the motel. I know Diane's due home too soon for us to get up to anything other than strictly business propositions.
Forget what I just said, Di.
Now then, like all profitable business ideas, this is a mixture of the old and the new.
Yeah, I'm listening.
The old is for the motel to put on a fixed-price business lunch.
As it has done for years and years and years.
That's right. The new is to put one on which can be ordered at boardroom meetings.
You mean that motel menus are circularized all around the big companies, and the executives or the directors take a look at them before they go into their conferences, the secretary phones the booking in, and they all turn up en masse at the motel to nosh without waiting for whatever they've ordered.
That's right. Upmarket dishes, upmarket prices.
And you want me to pass round these menus to any Rolls Royces or Mercedes-Benz that happen to pull into the garage?
Yes. Sample menus and leaflets explaining the whole system.
And me, what's in it for me?
Percentage to be worked out according to the first month's takings. The more business you bring in, higher your profits.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Not a bad idea. Have to think about that.
Well, why not consult your fella?
Who's been gossiping to you about my fella?
Which one?
The policeman. I mean, surely you have heard.
Heard what?
Well, even though Ashley is away on a course, we are still...
Yes, I heard that.
Yeah. All right, black or white?
No coffee for me, thank you.
Oh, you sure?
Positive.
Well, I'm going to have one if you don't mind.
Police Constable Ashley, it seems, can depend on his steady.
Police Sergeant Lamont can.
Yes, Ashley Lamont. Coincidence.
What?
Lamont's garage, Lamont's steady.
Well, Ashley's Reggie's son.
Now, if my great-grandmother is my uncle's brother's son-in-law, how does it...
So, you never heard of my policeman before I mentioned it just now?
It's quite obvious I heard about your policeman before you told me just now.
Why is it obvious?
Why else did I not make a pass at you, Sharon?
Oh, you really got to go.
Sadly, I must. I have an appointment with a long-distance phone call.
Oh.
Thank you very much for a delightful evening. I enjoyed it very much.
Thank you very much also. I enjoyed it too. What's your problem?
My problem now is how to time my arrival at the motel to ensure Valerie Pollard's not only locked the bar, but has gone to bed.
I see. You don't like being chased quite so obviously.
I'm not so sure about that. You know, I think she wants me booted out of my job.
That's not the impression I got. Have you thought of driving back very slowly in first gear, maybe?
If Diane weren't you home, I'd have kept you awake until after midnight.
Oh, come on, do. Di won't intrude.
Sharon, you are a hell of a help.
Right.
I think I will.
Good. What's gone wrong with the settee all of a sudden?
We mustn't give Diane the wrong impression when she comes prattling in.
Black brandy.
I'd love one.
Why'd you agree with him?
Who, the confectionery rep?
No, the wine rep.
Jill took him.
How'd you let that happen?
Why shouldn't I?
Well, you know wines better than I. Jill doesn't know.
We just got muddled. Oh, I'm tired. Let's get to bed.
Muddled about what?
About SM.
What's that?
No. Who's that?
It's too late for mystery.
You should know better than anyone who SM is. After all, you put it in the appointment book for 5 minutes.
Sharon Metcalfe.
Yes, well, why didn't you write that?
What?
Sharon Metcalfe. I mean, if it had been me, I'd have just written Sharon.
As a matter of fact, it's a wonder that I just didn't put garage. Sharon Metcalfe irritates me on sight.
That doesn't answer my question.
I don't understand the significance of your question.
No, I don't understand the significance either, or otherwise I wouldn't be asking. But Jill thinks that you did it so she and I wouldn't guess who SM is.
And you
before
agree
she came to see you.
with Jill?
I would have hoped that I wouldn't have to. What were you going to consult Sharon about?
Consult? In 5 minutes?
All right. Simply give or receive a decision.
Didn't you ask Sharon Metcalfe what the matter was?
Are you trying to maneuver behind Jill and my back to put Sharon on the board?
There is nothing secret about my negotiations with Sharon Metcalfe. I was going to report to you and Jill in full.
When?
When it was settled. Come on.
What were you up to, DH? Trying to be JR?
Good night, Tommy.
Good night, Mr. Paul.
Good morning, Mr. Ross.
Good night, Mrs. Pollard.
No, Mr. Ross. Good morning.
It usually is when I get back from my nights off.
Well, it usually isn't when I close the bar.
You kept it open under special license?
No, I closed it dead on time. This is my third pot of coffee. Would you care for a mug?
No, thank you. I must go to bed earlier.
All in good time. Have a glass of brandy with me first.
I had a brandy out.
We'll have a brandy in.
Tommy, can you rustle up a couple of brandies from the guests,
Oh,
please?
never mind about the guest store. Let's get in here.
I think Mrs. Pollard, the management, would object to my pilfering the drinks cabinet.
The management at this time of night are all fast asleep except for me. Now, come along. Paul, would you?
It's my night off, Mrs. Pollard. Would you like me to get a waiter out of bed?
My likes tonight don't run to waiters. Your business meeting went on very late.
Yes, we talked until her flatmate came home.
Hope she didn't interrupt anything important.
Nothing like that, Mrs. Pollard.
Oh, good. Then you won't be too tired.
If you'll forgive me, I'll have this drink with you and then I go to bed. I have to get up early in the morning.
No, I won't forgive you. And you know I won't. Instead of which, I'll get you another.
Good night.
Good nothing, Paul. We've got business to discuss, too. Your cufflinks, for example.
Well, that need take only a moment. First of all, they are not as valuable as you imagine. And secondly, I don't see why I should have to give you an explanation for them.
Oh, Paul, whatever makes you think that I'm anything more than simply curious. All women are in jewelry. Of course I'm not asking you for an explanation. Don't pretend to be stupid.
What are you asking for, then?
You don't know?
No.
Really? I don't think I've ever put it quite so plainly to a man before. We're two of a kind, you and I, in a place that doesn't appreciate us. So that leaves only me for you and you for me. Well, tonight, anyway.
In here?
Oh, come on, be sensible. My chalet.
Mrs. Pollard, your husband is a shareholder of the motel and I am an employee. I have always made it a principle never to seduce the boss's wife. I apologize if I gave you offense. I know how you feel in other circumstances. I could feel the same, but good night.
Just a moment. There's something I think you should hear. David Hunter, Valerie Pollard. I've just been assaulted in your office by the manager of your dining room. Could you come here at once, please? It was a sexual assault. No comment?
You forgot to sound sexually assaulted.
Well, that'll come later, when David gets here.